We are also on Weibo. Please check us out for more great videos.
This is brand new information! Welcome to Ms. Mojo. And today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 small details in Friends you never noticed. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at Easter eggs that even the most hardcore Friends fans may have missed while rewatching the series' 10-year run. Number 10. Jennifer Aniston's name. This small detail is so subtle that if you spotted it, you deserve a gold star. The Anastasakis Papasifakis wedding unknowingly saved Monica and Chandler's wedding when Rachel goes searching for a new officiant for them.
Anastasakis Papasifakis wedding, excellent!
There is a small nod here to the actress who saves the day, as Anastasakis was Jennifer's father's family name, which he changed to Aniston sometime between the 1960s and 70s. Speaking of name changes, Ross adds an extra E to Green when he sends off Rachel's wedding invitation, but according to the credits, there is no E at the end of Green. Some friend, huh? Number 9. The VD poster resurfaces.
Wait a minute! Were you on a poster for gonorrhea?
Remember that time that Joey's family wouldn't let him come home for Thanksgiving because they thought he had VD? Well, despite his best attempts, Joey still hasn't quite managed to shake off those posters. 2 episodes after their debut, the ad appears on a wall behind Monica and Phoebe as they cross the road. Joey's friends were relentless in their mocking when they first saw the humiliating posters, so it's probably better that Monica and Phoebe's attentions are focused elsewhere as they stroll right by it. Number 8. Hugsy reappears.
Look, Emma, look who's back!
Forget it, I can't do it.
Are you You're gonna take Hugsy away from a little child?
How do you think I got him in the first place?
Joey is not a fan of keeping secrets, but at the start of season 5, he finds himself forced to do so for several of his friends, leading him to let one of his own slip when he reveals his bedtime penguin pal.
You don't have any secrets.
Oh, yeah? Well, you don't know about Hugsy, my bedtime penguin pal.
After this adorable admission, Joey seems to go back to pretending Hugsy doesn't exist. But it appears that someone in the props team had another idea. Hugsy becomes the literal elephant, or, well, penguin, in the room. We know he's there, but no one ever talks about him. The penguin is strategically placed around the apartment, and reminds us that, like Hugsy, Joey is a big old softie.
I like him a normal amount.
All right. Well, Emma loves him.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't she? He's a wonderful person.
Number 7. Monica's yelling jar. We love how Monica's voice rises several decibels when she feels passionately about anything, but it seems that her colleagues may not feel quite the same way. When Phoebe visits Monica at work, things heat up between her and her sous chef Tim. Behind them is a jar that reads Monica's jar, but we are as oblivious to it as Phoebe and Tim are to Monica's growing frustration. Eventually she snaps, but insists that she did not yell, and therefore doesn't need to pay up.
I'll give him your number if I could just get 1 calamari and 1 Caesar salad. I did not yell. I am not putting $1 in the jar.
We have to wonder, how much money has Monica already put in the jar, and who gets to keep it? Number 6. Estelle's former life. We could hardly forget Joey's big-haired, chain-smoking, less-than-competent agent, Estelle. But June Gable, who brought this colorful character to life, actually made her Friends debut way back in season 1. In the one with the birth, you might find that the nurse who delivers Ben looks quite familiar.
It's just a water breaking. Calm down, will you?
Water breaking? What do you mean? What's that? Water breaking?
Breathe, breathe, breathe.
Still don't see it? Just add a blonde wig, some bold lipstick, and stick a cigarette in her hand, and you can't unsee it. It's not just the look that had you fooled. This nurse is a hardworking, efficient woman. And Estelle, well, let's just say you wouldn't want her delivering your baby.
Joey, have you ever seen me ecstatic?
No.
Well, here it is.
Number 5. Monica's towels. It all started with a bet that got wildly out of hand in one of the most memorable episodes of the series. It's the lightning round, and the guys have to answer how many categories Monica keeps her towels stored in. And with time against them, they take a wild stab in the dark and guess correctly.
Everyday use, fancy, guest, fancy guest.
2 seconds. No, 11! 11, unbelievable. 11 is correct.
We know that the categories include everyday use, guest, and fancy guest. But it's worth hitting pause a couple of scenes later, where Monica's boxes are piled up ready for the big move across the hall, because you might just find a few more categories listed there too. Number 4. The Disappearing Beam. Fans have noticed several inconsistencies in and around Monica's apartment over the years. But perhaps one of the weirder ones is the mystery of the disappearing beam. Maybe after Ross runs directly into it while being chased by Monica, she realizes that its position in the apartment is less than ideal. However, that very same beam disappears in later episodes and only resurfaces occasionally in the first few seasons. This is reportedly due to an inside joke by the crew, who put it back up during the times that James Burrows directed episodes. Number 3. The Hidden Menu. We don't know how we got through 10 years of Friends and countless rewatches without knowing about the great Central Perk menu filled with New York puns and drinks that we would love to try. The gang seems to stick to the basics, but it would have been nice to see Chandler drinking a Ms. Liberty blend or watch Rachel as she sips on a Fifth Avenue. Admittedly, this isn't the easiest bit of set design to spot, but if you head over to the Warner Brothers studio tour, you can explore the elaborate menu for yourself. Now excuse us while we find out where we can get a Manhattan mocha. Number 2. Magna Doodles. Anytime you see the infamous Magna Doodle, it's worth hitting pause and taking a closer look. It may seem like a minor detail, but the messages there from the props team show that their creativity knows no bounds. The doodles range from random pictures to messages between the gang. Even the guy who robs Joey and Chandler leaves a thank you note on it. After 9/11, it was also used to reach out to fellow New Yorkers. We have to give a shout out to the final doodle, which shows a flag on top of a mountain because it's the end of an era. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I scratched it on the ATM machine down on the corner.
So you're 5639?
That's it, thanks, Phoebe.
Oh, I love the street. The trees and the big front yards and the actual picket fences.
Hey, Gunther, have you seen Chandler?
I thought you were Chandler.
Number 1. The Reserved Sign. One thing that has always eluded Friends fans is how the gang always manages to get the best seats in Central Perk. There's only one sofa in the coffee house, and somehow it's always free when they walk in. Well, one eagle-eyed fan spotted that in some episodes, a reserved sign can be seen on the table. It's not always in clear sight, and finding it across the 10 series is a bit like a game of Where's Waldo. We're sure you'll want to go back and rewatch the series to spot it yourself. So go on, we'll wait. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.